Hello and welcome to our Conference Management Service overview. In this overview, we're going to cover conference management activities, typical solution requirements, the advantages of using a cloud hosting service for implementing a conference management solution, our overview of the conference management solution itself, as well as a quick tour of an online demonstration, and then finally a short review of our development process. Common conference management activities include identifying keynote speakers, sessions, and facilities, managing the registrations, and most importantly, handling payment processing for the purchases of both products and registration events. We also want to be able to schedule speakers, check in attendees, and publish general information about the conference sessions, the biographies, other content such as location and travel information. Solution requirements include easy and quick implementation pathways, the ability to deploy the solution without any additional computing or network infrastructure, the ability to centralize payment and merchant account management, support secure credit card payments and ensure PCI compliance, as well as providing automated support for the various conference management activities that we discussed earlier. Now I'd like to talk about our cloud hosting advantages and features. Some of the advantages include no new infrastructure. You no longer need to order hardware or facilities or networking infrastructure. The cloud servers offer dynamic scalability. We can scale the compute and networking resources up or down depending on the need. We offer several flexible subscription plans. By using a cloud hosting platform, the deployment intervals are shortened dramatically. You no longer have to wait for ordering equipment. There are no technical resources required on your site. We'll handle the installation configuration of both the infrastructure and the corresponding application software. Features include encrypted disk space on all cloud servers. The cloud servers are dedicated for your application, though we do offer some shared hosting subscription plans. Dedicated application instances. Each conference service has their own instance of the application running for them so that we can scale that up or down depending on the conference requirements, nightly backups, and of course system application and security monitoring. Now we're going to take a look at our solution in more detail. So we start off our solution projects by gathering requirements from the college or department. The requirements are gathered using a simple Word document that collects information and details about the conference, such as the session descriptions, the keynote speakers, the schedule, things of that sort. As we're gathering the requirements, we'll then deploy a private instance of a cloud server that will be hosting the conference application. This instance is separated from all other client cloud servers, so no data is shared, no compute resources are shared between clients. Once we've provisioned the cloud server, we'll connect it to our event monitoring and service desk. This system will look for performance, availability, capacity, and security events that may occur on your private cloud server so that our operations staff can rectify any events that they see. After connecting to our monitoring system, we'll then connect the application to the Nelnet Commerce Manager gateway. We'll be using your test and production URLs for your particular account, and then use an iterative development and customization process to modify the conference application to suit your needs and test it against the Nelnet Commerce Manager. Once we know that the conference application is working correctly and that payments are being processed correctly, we can then move it into a production mode that opens it up for your customers. The customers will then come to the conference application and select the conference packages that they may want to register for, and they have the option of registering for more than just themselves, so a single payer can register multiple attendees. All that registration and conference product selection occurs within the conference management application. It's possible to sell not only registration but conference related products such as conference proceedings and other items. Once the shopping cart is complete, and the checkout process follows very much the shopping cart workflow sequence that most people are familiar with, then the customer is transferred from the conference application to the Nelnet Commerce Manager service. It is here that the customer will be entering the credit card information for making the payment for all the conference items. Once payment processing has been completed, the customer is then returned back to the conference application. So it's very important to note that the conference application itself does not capture any credit card information. All that information is captured within the Nelnet Commerce Manager. This allows us to maintain PCI compliance and maintain a very secure method for paying for the conference events and products. Next, what we'd like to do is give you an overview of the actual conference management application. This is a live example that's running on one of our cloud servers. It's based off of using Drupal content management system with several plugins to support conference management and e-commerce. So on the screen you'll see what looks like a regular website. You'll notice that there is along the left hand side a catalog that's set up for both registrations and products. We have literally thousands of modules that we can plug in to customize the site. Here we've got a polling block that's put in to poll the attendees about their preferences. There's sponsorship plugins for selling as well as promoting sponsors. The attendee list is completely an opt-in option that attendees can let other attendees know that they're going to be going to the conference. That's good for promoting the community of attendees for the conference. In the middle you'll see a standard static content including multimedia plugin content. Being a content management system, once you're logged in, you can edit the static content without any HTML or programming knowledge. You'll get an edit window that shows up with metadata about the content, as well as a window where you can have a editor that looks very much like Microsoft Word, where you can just type in additional content, and then once you save it, it's published to the content site. There are options to include publishing authors as well as revision information if you're tracking revisions to the actual content that you're posting. One of the most important features of the conference management application is to be able to register for the conference events. In this case, the registration is treated very much like a shopping cart item in an e-commerce setup. So by clicking on the catalog and the registration link, we'll bring up a list of possible registration options. In this case, we're going to select the full day conference registration. And when you see the display for the registration, we've added a couple additional attributes to it. These are completely customizable in terms of the number and the types of attributes that can be added for a registration event. In this case, we've added a meal preference. I'm just going to select the vegetarian meal preference and go ahead and click sign up. And by signing up, we're adding this particular registration event to the shopping cart, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pick one of the conference-related products. In this case, I'm just going to add a water bottle. So what you can see here is we can mix and match conference-related products as well as event registrations into a single shopping cart, and then go ahead and go through the checkout procedure as any e-commerce system supports. The only difference on our checkout system is that it supports multiple registrations from a single payee, and you would be prompted if we had included multiple registrations for their individual email addresses here. And the
The rest of the checkout would follow the filling out of the profile name for the registrant, and then we'll get to the payment information here in a second. So we're going to select the billing information. We have a previously stored billing information. Delivery will be the same as the billing, and we're going to select the quick pay option. Go ahead and review the order, and then submit it. Now, the submission process will actually take you from the conference site to the Nelnet payment site. So no credit card information is stored on the conference management cloud server. All the credit card information is gathered by Nelnet, and you can maintain PCI compliance this way, since none of the credit card information is associated with your particular application. So we're just going to go ahead and fill out the credit card information here. So you confirm payment, and after the payment is processed by Nelnet, you'll be returned back to the conference management site. During this time, email notification will be generated to confirm your order, as well as email being sent out for each one of the registered attendees. One of the nice features about the conference management application is the presenting of the schedule and the sessions. So you can enter in the session information, and it'll automatically generate a list of sessions, brief description, experience level, and if there are tracks assigned for this session, if it's a multi-track conference, you can see that on a list of sessions. You can also propose new sessions, as well as sort and filter the sessions if you have a larger conference. Once sessions are entered, and through the administrative interface you enter in the time slots and rooms, the conference management application will then generate a schedule grid. And the schedule grid is broken up by time slots along with the room assignments, and then each item in the session schedule can be added to your own personal schedule. So here on the screen you're seeing the complete conference schedule, and then after going through this and clicking the add to your schedule link, you can generate your own personal view of the conference schedule, so you can see what you're planning to attend at that conference. On the community tab, we can add things like list of attendees. We can also add in forum discussion groups on this tab, as well as other interactive and collaborative modules. Sponsorship allows you to promote the sponsors for the conference that are either putting on the conference or are purchasing sponsorships. Travel information are just static pages that allow you to advertise the location of the conference, embedding Google Map information as well as driving directions. And then finally, the contact tab. We usually suggest a standard contact form made of phone number information as well as physical address information. We don't recommend putting and listing your email addresses here, so that you can prevent email scraping programs from grabbing them for spam mail lists. So that's the brief overview of the actual conference management application. We'd be happy to answer more detailed questions about the application, or provide you with a personalized demonstration.